I'm Ayse Hogan from the Chakra House of Healing, and thanks again for coming out to this episode of Zen Focus. I want to talk to you about something today, and it's a little controversial, and it's, should we have the right to end our own lives? And what I'm talking about is people who are going through terminal illnesses, who are suffering, who are living in a lot of pain. And I don't know where I stand. I do know where I stand on this subject, but I just want to talk to you about it. And I want to share something personal with you. And then we can talk a little bit about how we feel about ending our own lives. My father was ill for quite a long time. And he had told me he just wanted it to be over. He didn't want to feel this way anymore. My father was this man who, when he was in his early 70s, he actually looked like he was 50. And he was in great shape and great muscle tone. And he was a blue-collar worker and knew how to loved carpentry, loved plumbing, loved doing electrical, loved working around the house and doing a lot of stuff. We found out later that he had liver cancer for a long, long time. And due to a surgery, and it came out because he had a surgery, and all the medications he had taken, and of course his poor liver couldn't filter it out. So he got quite ill, and within 7 months, he looked like he was 90 years old and had lost a lot of weight. One of the things that he loved to do was his gardening. So one day I had arrived at the house, and he was mowing his lawn very slowly, and he wasn't supposed to be outside doing this stuff anymore. So I walked up and I was like, "Hey Dad, do you want me to do that for you?" And he said, "Just let me try and go a few feet further." So I sat on the porch and I waited for him. And he crawled up to the porch after a few more steps. And this man, who had been a force in my life for so many years, began to cry into his hands. And he was crying, and the pain was so evident, and his frustration was so evident, that he actually said to me, "I am no longer a man, and it's hurting me. And I just can't do this anymore. And I want it to be over. And I'm tired. I just want to die. I just want it to be over." And I could see the frustration in his eyes and the pain. And of course, my first instinct was to say, "We're going to fight this, Dad. We're going to keep on going. You know, you're going to fight." And he just kind of looked at me with this face of disgust, saying, "I thought that you would get this. I thought that you would understand. What about what I need?" And I think about a lot of families and going through this and saying, you know what, like, why are we keeping them alive? For us? For our own selfish needs because we don't want to let them go? Are we doing this for them? Is it what they want? And should they have the right to decide whether they want to live or whether they want to die? And if it wasn't for all these medications and machines and things that we have that prolong people's lives, naturally these people would have already transitioned, passed away. So what right do we have to keep them alive? They say that suicide is a sin. But is it a sin in an instance like this? Do we have the right to keep them alive and in this pain and suffering where they have no quality, only never-ending pain, and not knowing if tomorrow is the last day or will it be next month or 6 months down the road and how long they're going to have to live this way? So who's committing the sin? The one who wants to die or us for keeping them alive? If it was me, I think I'd want to go. I think I'd want to pass because there's no quality in life, and I know that I enjoy life. So I don't know that I'd want to be sick, not being able to even mow the lawn or walk outside or change a light bulb in my own house. I don't know. I'd like to hear your comments on how you feel. I know that Canada is looking at banning the right to die, so allowing people to have doctor-assisted suicides and ending their lives. There's many countries. Actually, I was reading an article in last year's 2015, June 27th, Economist. And in there it said, currently a handful of European countries, Colombia and 5 other American states, allow some form of doctor-assisted dying. And in Canada, keep in mind this was last year's article, the Supreme Court recently struck down a ban on helping patients to die. It's a ruling that will take effect next year. In the coming months, the bans will go before parliaments in Britain and Germany also. So my purpose is not to be confrontational, but to hear what your comments are about our right to die. Thanks for sharing, and I look forward to your comments. Talk to you again soon.